Alright, Tomboy Official, good morning. I have misplaced my microphone yet again. I don't know, sometimes things get like trapped in these bags. I have a backpack and a gym bag. And for some odd reason, even when I look in those bags, when I'm like, okay, if it's not in the car, it's got to be in one of those bags or in my pockets somewhere. And if it's not in my pockets, and then I'll check the car. There's only so many places in the car where things should be. Either in the center console or underneath there's this little spot like underneath like the heating adjustments. These adjustment knobs. And I usually keep like extra waters down there and stuff. And yeah, I just don't know. I have no idea. So I'm recording with no mic. I don't think it really makes much of a difference unless I'm like driving or something. But yeah, it's Monday already. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. Did you have a good weekend? Did you use your weekend wisely? And was it able to set you up for, success in a new week? And whatever that looks like, like, I don't know, I used to like to go out all the time. And it's not that I don't like it anymore. It's just that I'm not as accustomed to going out as often as I used to. Like, I find it sometimes a little more draining, especially when I realize how much money I'm spending on everything. I think I mentioned when I went out end of January, spending so much money, parking in the wrong spot that I didn't really know I could have gotten validated parking, but ended up parking at the aquarium parking, and I wasn't going to the aquarium, so it was like $9 parking. Ended up going to to eat, and spent like 20 something bucks on a meal that I didn't like at all. And spent money on gas because I was the one driving. I mean, not everybody has cars, and so I don't feel like I was going like way out of my way to like pick people up and drop them off. One person lives near me, another person lives relatively near where we were going, but still, it wasn't just like a straight shot for myself only. And then there was that extra little driving from the parking lot to a bar. I wasn't drinking, everyone else was. I wish I was, but I wasn't. So just things like that where it's like, it was fun, it was a good time. I rarely come across food that I don't like, and that was really odd that I didn't like it. And then it kind of made me a little not so energetic the rest of the day because I didn't really eat lunch. I think we were eating around 2 p.m., so I basically skipped the whole meal. Basically, I didn't really eat. Everyone else ate their meals and desserts and drinks and all kind of stuff. And so, yeah, everyone else ate plenty. I ate like nothing. So it wasn't that easy. And then at the bar, I got a Coke or Pepsi or whatever it was. And so and I had a little bit of caffeine in me. But otherwise, I didn't really eat a lot. It was a good day, but it was just a lot of money for what we did. It's like we really only went out to lunch and then went to a bar after. And we probably didn't get to the bar till like maybe 5 or so, 4 or 5. So we were there early. I got home pretty early. It was dark when I got home, but I got home pretty early. And we're probably out like, 7 hours or so. And it was just exhausting. It's like, I love doing things, but I do notice lately in the past, 2024 has barely started. But I noticed it in 2023 and in 2022. Like, going out is a little bit hard. It's just a little extra to have to plan around. And it's kind of weird to think so much about money when I'm going out. It's like, I do find myself thinking, like, I could have saved this much if I just didn't go. But some things I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go, if it's like birthdays or like a holiday thing or Pride or something that I find that I'm like, okay, it's important, I'll go to those, or I'll just make my own things. I find it a little easier when it's like I'm kind of making my own, hang out or trying to like plan with people and coordinate and doing that kind of on my own time. I do like it more to do it that way. And especially when things kind of go smoothly. Like with some people, things just go smoothly, and then with others, it's just, having to deal with, some people just aren't organized very well when it comes to doing stuff. So depending like what the time frame looks like, it can be a little bit weird. But yeah, some people you have to be like way more flexible with. And some people it's like, okay, I can meet for lunch, we can chill for a while, go do something real quick after, and then I got plans after that. Versus other people, it's like I know better than to make plans after seeing them, because I'll never get to those second plans because they're going to be late and nothing's going to go kind of like as we were supposed to do it. And it's like, I just know by now. So there are things to have to really take into account. And everybody's different, and that's fine. But I don't know, like I do kind of miss going out more. I miss when it used to be easy to just go out more. Because it was easy at one point where it was like, just go out, and like in a weekend I would spend like $60, and that was like if we were doing like a lot, and that was like my splurge, like $60 in a weekend over a span of 2 days, counting gas, Ubers, drinks. Like we never limited ourselves with drinks. Like we would just drink, like, we'd pregame or like go to the liquor store and get those little mini bottles or something, and have drinks, have extra drinks, bring extra drinks. Like, so we did have cheaper versions of drinking a lot. We weren't all just like buying it from bars, but we'd be out during happy hour, things were cheaper. I don't know if I ate as much back then, or maybe I did, but I feel like I almost always got food, but I don't know why. Like, I never really spent more than like $60. Like maybe 80 if I was like really like going wild on something, but like, yeah, like $60 was like an average weekend splurge, like quite a long time ago. I'm talking like 2017 or so. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm bringing it up to just kind of, ask people, did you use your weekend to your best advantage? Did you go out? Some people stay in, and that's more relaxing for them. They need to recover. They don't want to spend. They don't want to do anything, and that helps them. Some people go out, and that helps them. But, whichever one you choose, like, are you still staying on your budget? Like, you can still spend just as much money staying home nowadays. You can order, you can buy a movie on YouTube for, like, I don't know, the cheapest ones are what, like $9.99 or something? I don't even know. They might be more now. And they go up to like $12.99, $15.99, probably $19.99 for like a season or something. Did you buy a movie online? Did you rent a movie online? Did you order food delivery, Instacart groceries, or Grubhub or something? Like, that's expensive. Did you go out to eat? Did you stay in? Did you go out somewhere? Did you go out alone or with other people? Did you clean? Did you meal prep? Get some workouts in? Get some extra naps? What do your weekends look like, I'm finding that, planning out a weekend is just as important as, having like a weekday schedule. Like, it doesn't have to be like super planned out to the minute, but just planning what you need to recover. I put it on my calendar yesterday to do deliveries, and I was like, I really don't want to. Even though Sundays are my best day, I was just not feeling it. I was feeling pretty not into that. I was not feeling like it was a good idea to go do that. Because I needed more rest from it. I have a lot of stuff I've got to do today. Well, do this week. A lot of studying I need to do. And I didn't really want to have any excuse to not have any energy. So I was like, let me cut out some of the stuff that's not necessary. Doing deliveries is not necessary. It wouldn't have been necessary yesterday. It would have put me a little ahead of things. But I had to make the decision. I was like, is it worth it to be ahead? To rest less and be ahead and then have less energy to do the other stuff that I know I need to do during the week. So mostly I'm trying to like balance out my energy. It's not easy. It takes a lot of, or not a lot, but like a little bit of like strategic planning. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is like have a strategy around certain things. A lot of things that I find a struggle to learn about or a struggle to kind of get into, that I know I need to be studying and stuff, I can just create content out of it. That's more motivating for me. It's like, okay, at least I'm, able to use it on some creative end and, teach other people about it, talk about my own ideas about it. I've still got this TikTok thing I gotta deal with. It's really annoying. I'm learning a lot on my own free time about like different African traditions. I'm learning about different types of tea. teas, like TEAS, the effects of those teas, learning about I don't know. I was watching Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. I like his channel. I don't think all of his content's posted on there, but it's kind of easier to find now. So I watched the one about LSD, and before that I watched the one about what was it about? I don't even remember. It's about, I'm gonna have to find it. My brain's not quite there yet today, guys. Let's see. The only thing that's weird is I've noticed, when you hover over certain videos on YouTube without even watching them, like on the phone, it says that you've watched it, like the ones that already have that movement in the background, but there's no sound playing until you click it. It basically says that I've watched it. I did not watch that video. There's a video that I didn't watch. Ketamine, that's what it is. Ketamine. So, and what's the other guy's name? Skyline Smoke Blends is the name of the other guy who he reviews tea. He hasn't really made new videos, I don't think. But I was like, oh, that would be something easy to do because we have all kinds of tea around the house. Usually anything that's related to anything mind-altering, I'll post it over at Hempication. I don't usually record a lot of YouTube videos anymore, but I have recorded like tons of YouTube videos of just like weed content for the most part. So there's a lot over there. And then, so yeah, that's one thing. And then I guess I'd say, yeah, that's mostly what I'm interested in. I mean, when I'm doing deliveries, I'll be listening to Joe Rogan. There are these two guys that just did Iced Coffee Hour. Their names are Sam and Colby, or Colby. I don't know. Let me see. Sam and Colby. Colby. Sam and Colby. They do this ghost hunting. I'm probably gonna listen to them on Joe Rogan. Because apparently they were on there like a year ago or something. And so I'm gonna listen to them first on there. I don't hate the Iced Coffee Hour podcast. I kind of like it, but I don't know. I feel like Joe Rogan kind of gets into some. He kind of flows into like some various topics. He's not so focused on like how people got into their business model and all that. Iced Coffee Hour used to focus more on, millionaires or people who made themselves very wealthy somehow. I think they still do have that focus, but they don't really talk about the finances as much as they used to. They used to get up in people's finances and stuff. And you guys know I'm a huge Biaheza fan. I thought he mentioned, reaching 1 million at a certain point. But then on his Nonchalant podcast, he was talking about how there was more of a struggle So I don't really know. I'm not saying he was lying. I'm just saying I don't really know. Maybe he wasn't talking about profit. Maybe it was, revenue. I don't really know. But it's just interesting. And I guess, yeah, I think I spent the weekend kind of organizing. I didn't clean that much. I probably should have dusted, but I cleaned the toilet and the sink and the bathroom counter. And so that's just about it. I'm not sure what else. I drank almost 5 bottles of water yesterday, and I think I might need more. I don't know yet. My dad was in town for the weekend. I didn't really see too much of my parents. I just let them hang out with each other because I'm like, good. My mom had someone to hang out with, and she can just hang out with my dad. So my dad came in Friday night. I think he said he got in at 11. I kind of caught him Saturday morning before he went to church. And then he was pretty late getting back from, like I was usually saying, we usually eat lunch around 1:30 or 2 or so. He didn't really get back till like after 4, so I had already eaten at like 2:30. I'd kind of given up and like, okay, he's not coming back, because I saw when the church service had ended on Saturday, and I was like, okay, it's been out since like 1:15 or something p.m. and I was like, it's taking forever to get back. So I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna wait, and just kind of ate, and then ate a little bit Saturday evening, early, it was evening technically, right? 4:30 p.m. is like evening. And so yeah, I ate closer to 5. Sunday I ate dinner closer to 5. We were having kind of like taco meat flavored, and I don't know, my mom made it just like lettuce and queso, the queso type of salsa, has a little bit of like tomato chunks in it and stuff, and that was basically what was for dinner, with like big tortillas. And I was like, there's like no vegetables, it's just meat and cheese. And I was like, so I kind of had to whip up a little bit of something extra on the side, because I was like, I can't just eat a burrito with meat and queso. Lettuce, I don't count iceberg lettuce as like any vegetable to like write home about. It's not really a vegetable. Like, it breaks down into water, right? It's not really, you're not getting a lot of like vitamins or anything out of it. It's not romaine lettuce. It's not spinach. So I kind of just used it as like a kind of crispy topping for the most part. And I used an avocado. We do not have makings for guacamole. We don't have cilantro. I took some of the paste chunky tomato salsa, and I put it in with the mashed up avocado. Put a little bit of lemon juice in it, a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of red onion. Just smashed it all up and made my own kind of like, it wasn't guacamole, but it was some kind of avocado, mashed avocado or something. I don't know what else to call it. So I basically had the meat with a little bit of the queso and some lettuce and the avocado with the onion, pretty much. I mean, I wasn't expecting to really make much, but I was like, I gotta kind of add vegetables to my meals. Sometimes it's like I live with people who don't really eat vegetables, which is not a good idea. I mean, you can't just not eat vegetables, or you can. I mean, I know there are cultures, that eat mostly meat, but they're also eating organic things, and I don't think they're never eating vegetables or anything. I think they just rarely eat them, but they're also living off their land organically, so it's still different if you're just eating meat, like a meat-based diet. Like some tribes are more meat-based, which is, I think it's fine. They seem healthy. They drink blood, drink milk, eat meat. I think they eat other stuff too, but I don't know. Usually when you see them on like documentaries or YouTube videos, people are kind of focused on the meat, because I think that is what looks more interesting and unique of how people cook or eat meat. If they eat it raw, if they cook it on like a fire that's like stones or underground or on top of like coals or something, like, or on hot dirt or something. People want to show that because they think it looks very unique, especially compared to like how Americans are usually cooking their meat. They're usually not doing it like that. So I don't think people even show if those types of people or those cultures eat a lot of vegetables and other things. They might, but I don't know if people show it because it just doesn't seem interesting. It's like they want to see the raw meat or like whatever. But quality of meat also counts. I mean, I don't know. My folks are more like they go for cheap. They go for cheap in quantity and filling. They don't go for healthy. I don't think healthy is that much more expensive if you plan what you're buying. And it's just habits. Like, my mom went out and bought like another gigantic box of chips, and this time the snack size chips are even bigger than the normal chips. They're like, instead of like 150 calories a bag, they're like 240 calories a bag. They're big. They're like double the amount of chips in there now. So I don't know. I talk about it a lot because I worry that my folks eat like 20-year-olds, and they're not 20. They're like in their 60s and 70s, and they're eating like they're 19 or 20. They eat the kind of stuff that like, maybe like a junior in high school would come home and cook for themselves, like fish sticks and freezer fries and like stuff like that, like just not so healthy of stuff. But I'm still trying to figure out methods and my own strategies around that. Like I keep on mentioning, I'm just gonna try to eat my meals on time. I don't care what everybody else is trying to do with their time or their bodies. I'm gonna try to stick to eating my meals on time. I'm gonna try to stick to, stick to kind of just like eating my meals on time, and stick to trying to add vegetables and fruits to my meals, and trying to keep it healthy when I can. I mean, it's not going to be 100%, but that's kind of that's kind of where a lot of my other energy goes, is into kind of trying to plan what I'm gonna eat. I don't like to waste food if somebody else is cooking. It's like, let them cook, but I try to find like a healthy option, or eat the healthiest version of what already was cooked, or eat a healthy option. And sometimes that does mean adding an extra salad or adding an avocado instead of just depending on the lettuce. I didn't eat the tortilla last night. I just ate meat and avocado pretty much. And well, I did actually have a pastry, like a small like muffin. It's probably from a hotel or something. It was just like a small muffin that I found in the kitchen, and so I ate it. It was okay. It was sugary. It had like a couple oat flakes on the outside of it, but and it had like sugar crystals, and it was sugary. It was a muffin. It was a small one though. I don't know. I'd probably say it was like probably about 100 calories. So yeah, that's kind of what I got up to yesterday. I think for breakfast I'm gonna have a high-fat breakfast: eggs, avocado, maybe some meat, just high protein, and some good fats, and call it a morning. I don't know yet what I'm doing with carbs. I feel like we have like a new loaf of bread. The new loaf of bread is like that cheap bread. One loaf of like whole wheat bread, the bread that's kind of like wider. And then we have some more of the other kind of cheap bread. And then my mom made a bunch of rolls and a small bread and like some flat bread. We've got plenty of bread. And then I mentioned those tortillas, and we also have little rice cups that you can individually heat up for a minute. So we've got plenty of carbs. If I need carbs, they're there. I don't even have to think about it. We've probably got instant ramen and stuff like that too. So I'm not even gonna focus on how much we have for carbs, how much is available. I'm gonna try to eat a little less of them. I'll do it until I start feeling maybe like I need some carbs. It does make me a little grumpy. I need to finish this coffee too. I hardly drink any of it. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking at, just trying to like strategize some of the finer points. Like I think I talked about it. I'm in this Friday health group, and we skipped last Friday, and the guy in charge, he called me. He's calling everybody, and we basically were discussing that, my reports that I send in every Friday or so aren't so bad. I was one day short of the exercise, we reported on before Friday at 2, and he called like Thursday, and so we talked on Thursday. I think it was Thursday, and so I didn't have time to get in that last workout. I did get it in actually, but I didn't have time to get it in before that call. So I did work out Friday, or was it Thursday? I worked out Friday and Saturday. I didn't work out Sunday at all. I need to work out today. I don't know where I'm gonna go to do it. But I need to do something. Maybe even just take a walk. I don't know. But I know salt. And just, snacks. I should avoid snacks. I'm gonna try to avoid those chips and cookies and things. I'm gonna try to avoid high salt. And for now, I guess with bread, I'll eat the homemade bread and the rice cups, I guess. And then the whole wheat bread. So that's kind of the order of things, the order that I'm gonna eat things in, as far as carbs. And then we'll see how I feel. Breakfast and lunch shouldn't be an issue today. I don't know what dinner is gonna be. Yeah, somebody else is already awake. So I gotta deal with that, but I need to go make breakfast.